Hey everyone, this is my Death Battle review. This time, Iron Man versus Lex Luthor. Now, Iron Man is a Golden Armor Avenger. He is known as Tony Stark. He is used that his armor is very defend itself. Now, Lex Luthor is a sworn enemy of Superman. You guys should know this by now. Yeah, he wears the war suit. I wonder how it did this battle. So, who will win? Iron Man or Lex Luthor? Let's get to watch it.
Technology. It improves our lives, lets you watch cool shows on the internet, and sometimes it can help you to rival gods. Like with Iron Man, the Armored Avenger, and Lex Luthor, arch nemesis of Superman. He's wears an iron boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death.
Alright, let's begin.
There are the talented. There are the prodigies. And then there's Anthony Edward Stark. Please, he prefers Tony. Howard and Maria Stark ruled a $9 billion military tech empire.
Wow.
They could have anything they ever wanted, except a child. Then Howard met an alien who decided to build a baby for them. Fearing humanity would perish to more advanced alien races, this child was genetically engineered to lead the world to a new tech age. What? That was Arno Stark.
Okay.
We don't speak of him. When Howard and Maria were disappointed with what they created, they adopted Tony instead. Yep, that's the secret origin to Tony Stark. Didn't see that coming, did you? Despite not being the alien-engineered child of prodigy, Tony's gifted intelligence and world-changing destiny were obvious at an early age. He graduated from MIT with top honors and a physics and engineering double major when he was just 19 years old. But since this is a superhero origin, it wasn't long before tragedy struck. And by struck, I mean a car crash, and by tragedy, I mean his parents. So all of a sudden, Tony was an orphan. But on the bright side, it also made him the sole heir of Stark Industries. Nice. With the entire family fortune at his fingertips, Tony pursued a life of reckless indulgence and mechanical tinkering. War was his income, and he enjoyed every bit of it until the day his eyes were open. Yeah, open with a shrapnel-filled irony bomb.
Run, Stark!
Held captive by terrorists in Afghanistan, Tony learned the bomb left shrapnel in his heart, which would kill him in a week. The terrorists gave Tony an ultimatum: construct weapons for them and receive treatment, or be left to die. But being Tony Stark, he chose door number 3. He built a space-age pacemaker to save his own life, and then built a mech suit around it and murdered his way to freedom. This taught Stark one of life's most important lessons. Heroes aren't born.
Nope.
They're built. A lesson which also made for a pretty sweet tagline. My turn.
Nope. Nope. Soldiers or army could take that machine down.
But Tony's heart was changed in more ways than one that day. Upon returning to America, he nullified all weapons development at Stark Industries and dedicated his life to saving the world in his own way. Yeah, we're not talking like just donating to charity and being kind to your neighbor. Tony became a one-man army of justice and began creating a new and improved armored suit that the public would eventually dub Iron Man. And then he made another one, and another one, and another,
Iron Man.
another, and then he made like a shitload more. The Iron Man suits are numerous, but they typically come with tools.
So Iron Man suits.
Of a gold titanium alloy, his standard suits have the strength to lift up to 100 tons, fly at supersonic speeds, and come with an onboard intelligence system called Jarvis.
Oh, Jarvis.
And can summon other suits at his beck and call. And for good measure, these babies come loaded head to toe with weaponry. I'm talking shoulder-mounted darts, anti-tank missiles, an EMP, and the Iron Man staple, laser beams. These repulsor blasts draw power directly from the reactor in Tony's chest, or chest piece depending on the time period, to fire high-mass negatively charged muons as a concussive energy attack. Most commonly, these are fired from
not the sound effect of
that
noise.
If the situation calls for a bit more firepower, he can blast an even larger beam directly from his chest piece. Unibeam! All of these features
That's
come
gonna be a
standard in his most often
factor.
used suit, Model 13, the modular armor. This armor specializes in adaptability, allowing Tony to swap out its individual pieces for one suited to the mission at hand. Oh, and it also has an extra casing known as Ironman Armor Model 14. But you can just call it Hulkbuster.
The Hulkbuster!
The name implies this upgrade was built to contend with one of the universe's strongest beings. With a combination of magnetic and hydraulic technology, in addition to the strength of the modular armor, the Hulkbuster can deliver far more powerful punches and hold its ground against the Incredible Hulk, who is strong enough to lift a 150 billion ton mountain. But his most advanced armor yet comes in the form of his Endosim armor. Part metal.
We haven't seen that one yet from Iron Man.
Tony can summon it telepathically, use it to imprison his foes, and even suck up electromagnetic fields. Electricity. It can take hits from Storm's lightning and shoot repulsor beams so powerful they can injure metahumans who are normally able to absorb energy. Although Tony is a mere man who finds himself fighting with and against unimaginably powerful beings, he has proven time and time again that technology can compete with the world's greatest superheroes. He can survive blows from Thor's hammer, hold his own against Captain America, and move faster than an extremist-enhanced superhuman's eye can track. Not to mention his suit can actually learn and predict its opponent's next move, and withstand the fury of several nuclear bombs. Do not underestimate the Golden Avenger. That being said, for all their power, the Iron Man suits are hardly flawless. They've been known to malfunction in life-threatening ways and consume too much power too quickly, leaving Tony helpless. Tony frequently pushes his suit and his body to their absolute limits, and past them. And his reckless headfirst mentality is responsible for landing him in trouble just as much as it is for getting him out of it. This has led to him setting off a civil war between superheroes and pissing off the all-powerful Phoenix Force into killing Charles Xavier. What?
Charles from the X-Men?
The Iron Man. And he once built a device capable of releasing 20,000 megatons of atomic energy. That's 3 times more than all of the Earth's known nuclear weapons combined. And then he just blasted it straight into the ground! All because he wanted to see what was at the Earth's core. It didn't work out.
No.
But Tony's most diabolical nemesis isn't the Mandarin or even Ultron. It's his lifelong battle with alcoholism. Did you say something?
Lex Luthor's next.
Superman is among the most powerful characters in all of fiction. He can destroy planets, withstand supernovas, and fly faster than light itself. What kind of person could possibly be the arch-nemesis to someone like him? He'd have to be like a god made of magic kryptonite. Wrong!
No way!
Just a mortal man with a passion for business, swindling, and green trench coats. Lex Luthor. Alexander Joseph Luthor began his rise to the top from the very bottom. As a child, he lived in a rundown section of Metropolis called the Suicide Slum. Yes, it was that bad. Under abusive parents, it was only by sheer willpower that Lex moved on to a better life. Yeah, willpower and some good old-fashioned social Darwinism. His parents died in a
president of the United States,
leaving Lex alone.
How did they know that?
He used their life insurance money to get out of the ghetto and start his own company. And he's the one who rigged their brakes! Although founded through some legally questionable means, the infamous LexCorp successfully spread its influence throughout virtually all of Metropolis. In time, Lex came to practically run the city itself. Taking ownership of nearly every media outlet, Luthor's positive public image went practically unopposed. But everything changed when the Man of Tomorrow showed up. In Lex's eyes, Superman was a massive issue for mankind. If humans no longer had to solve problems themselves, they would surely become a weaker race, completely dependent upon this otherworldly savior. So, Lex began his crusade to remove him from the equation, and then promptly insert himself as the ruler of humanity. Lex is a cunning strategist and mechanical genius who prefers to place his opponents in unwinnable situations. However, if physical strength is required, he dons the mighty Warsuit.
The Warsuit?
Must I remind you of my superiority?
The Warsuit is a powerful battle armor created by Superman's other arch-nemesis, the alien god known as Darkseid, and it's been further enhanced by Luthor's own designs. Forged in the fiery pits of Apocalypse, Lex's warsuit is no ordinary piece of machinery, despite its less than sleek appearance. It comes equipped with force fields, gauntlet blades, a giant kryptonite axe, and energy blasts powered by kryptonite generators.
It can also fly and has enough strength and durability to go up against Superman himself.
Despite how capable the warsuit is, you may feel it has an obvious weak spot.
Where?
A giant hole where his head is. But old Ball's chrome dome is actually protected by an invisible force field. He just wants his opponents to know exactly who's beating the shit out of him.
Hello, sunshine.
Lex's weaponry goes beyond an alien suit. In addition to his brilliant strategic mind, he has also surrounded the Earth with dozens of satellites bearing his name.
Their purpose? A gigantic game of space laser hot potatoes.
Ooh, you gotta be watch out for that.
Being a genius multi-billionaire, it's no surprise that Lex's accomplishments match the expectations. He's equaled Deathstroke in combat, stabbed Supergirl, snapped Brainiac's neck, and defeated Power Girl in a single stroke.
You can't blame him. I mean, I don't think anyone could handle more than a single stroke with Power Girl.
However, Lex is not solely dependent on his warsuit. He sometimes subjects himself to a kryptonite steroid, which has made him much stronger than an ordinary human. Capable of surviving wounds nobody reasonably should.
Yeah, like the time when a giant gorilla shot him in the chest with a sniper rifle,
Really?
knocking him out of a helicopter off the edge of a cliff and landing headfirst in a canyon. He was up and banging his robot chick in like a day. Oh, yeah, he built a robot version of Lois Lane for, you know,
For a
theft and
reason?
murder.
Because Lex always wants what he cannot have.
No.
His know-how with robotics goes past insane and into absurd. While confined to a prison cell, he built a talking flying robot that reads Moby Dick at such a high frequency it carved out an escape route through the floor itself, including perfectly shaped stairs.
But most diabolical of all, when no one was looking, Lex Luthor took 40 cakes. He took 40
40 cakes?
That's as many.
Yuck!
And that's terrible.
Strange thing is, that's actually officially canon.
Bastard. Luthor's hatred of Superman and drive to win are stronger than any machine he could create. Take, for example, the time Superman threw a satellite at LexCorp Tower, bringing the building down on top of poor old Lex. This left the guy with half his face ripped off, all 4 limbs blasted away, and he was impaled in 5 different places. Even like that, he still refused Superman's help. Wiz, if that ever happens to me, do me a solid and kill yourself in front of me so my dream of outliving you is complete.
Never gonna happen, but it's also that same confidence that serves as Lex's greatest downfall. When he merged with the Zone Child, well,
Yikes!
it's not what you think. He gained, and I quote, infinite power.
And a secure spot on somebody's watch list.
The only catch was he could not use this power to harm others. But because all he wanted to do was kill Superman, he tried it anyway.
So Superman just straight up punched the god out of him.
Well, that's hardly accurate.
Come on, how else would you describe that?
Fair enough. Even so, when the Earth is threatened, you can count on Lex Luthor to look his enemies in the eye and fight for his people. And then exploit the hell out of them afterward.
Right.
You know what happens when you take on Lex Luthor? The same thing that's gonna happen to Superman.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
Alright. So let me fix it a moment. Now, this is gonna be tough. I think Iron Man is gonna win this fight because it has way more armor than Lex Luthor's. So, let's get back to the action
Death battle!
and play.